On the banks of the Usumacincta River, there lie the remains of a once great civilization. To reach this ancient treasure requires a journey in a thatched roof boat, past howler monkeys and crocodiles. On arrival, you'll find a path cut through the dense jungle foliage, under the canopy of giant ceiba trees and tropical birdsong. The jungle gradually gives way to a clearing where the ceremonial and sacrificial edifices of the Yaxchilan Empire and its people once prospered. Welcome to Yaxchilan, a once powerful Mayan state which flourished for nearly 700 years. If you look closely, you can see this enchanted world spring to life. Okay, I'm at Yaxchilan, that the Mayan used to occupy during the height of the classic Maya period between 250 AD and 900 AD. At a lot of these archaeological sites around the country, you can't set foot inside of the ruins. Ruins is actually a pejorative term in some ways, so we'll stick to archaeological sites. I'm about to go check out what's in the inner sanctum of divine mystery here in Yaxchilan. Sounds enticing. We've got a fallen tree trunk up here. Check that out. Yeah, that really gives it a mystical vibe. Kind of a Tomb Raider, Hollywood appeal, but it's real. It's the real deal. I mean, check it out. These stones around me were meticulously laid out by advanced technology over 1,000 years ago, and they're still standing today, providing comfort and relief to weary travelers like myself and adventure seekers. If you go to Palenque or Chichen Itza, you definitely won't be able to set foot inside an old complex like this. You gotta come all the way out here to the banks of the Rio Usumacincta, which divides Mexico and Guatemala, and you gotta get here before the crowds arrive, although COVID has helped with that, surely, in order to experience something like this. Okay, so I haven't found any mushroom stones or golden artifacts yet. We discovered some hieroglyphics in the doorway here. Anybody watching this channel an expert on Mayan hieroglyphics by chance? Feel free to drop a comment about what that means, what we just discovered. Yaxchilan was a full-fledged citadel that had complex political relations with neighboring states, a series of trade networks spread out across the Usumacincta River and the Selva Lacandona, and a complex hierarchical structure . Yeah, so this place is the real deal. It's got brambling, twisted roots growing over the buildings. You can actually walk inside of them, which is not very in vogue with the rest of the archaeological sites around the world. Ask me how I know. Yeah. Pretty epic. Epic stuff. A lot of Mayan archaeological sites and monuments have suffered tremendous and irreparable damage since the time of the conquest and subsequent centuries. This damage is largely due to intentional suppression and destruction on behalf of the conquistadors, and weather damage too. I've become increasingly interested in the Mayan worldview. Something I was fascinated to learn about the Mayan culture and worldview is that there are actually a series of Mayan codices that still exist, which tell an alternative viewpoint of history. These codices reveal the Mayan history of what happened during the period of conquest and colonization. There are only 4 surviving manuscripts. There are a number of amazingly reproduced copies and forgeries, but generally experts on the subject accept that there are 4 true codices One of the codices is in Dresden, Germany, in a museum. One is in Paris, and I believe one's in Barcelona. The fourth one is actually disputed whether or not it's an authentic Mayan codice. The forgery, if it were, is so good that experts disagree over its veracity. Yaxchilan is actually not a huge site in terms of surface area, but it's compact and you get a lot of bang for your buck. There are 120 buildings in total here, but it's all condensed into a pretty small area. The architects who designed and built Yaxchilan had a vivid imagination and a keen connection to the divine. The citizens of Yaxchilan disappeared without a trace. Scholars have no unifying theory as to what exactly caused their rushed departure. But the most likely theory is that deforestation and inexhaustible extravagances and consumption doomed the Mayans of Yaxchilan to their unenviable fate. The remnants of their once great civilization lie ensconced in the secrets of history, lost to the jungle and the tides of time. Though we may never know exactly what happened to the people who lived here, the world they designed and prospered in echoes in eternity and continues to inspire adventurous hearts and inquisitive minds.